Everyone has different abilities. Some people can run faster than others. Some people have perfect pitch. Some people can hold their breath for a long time underwater. And some people can see really well. Like really, really well. Like an eagle. First off, let's talk about eyesight. We can measure how sharp someone's or something's vision is by something called visual acuity. Visual acuity is a measurement of how well you can distinguish two points that are close together, and polarized light, allowing them to see a 3D image of the world around them. Similar to our last point about eagles having 3D vision, they also have exceptional spatial memory. While eagles have adapted to seeing well during the day because they're diurnal, meaning that they're active during the day. Telescopic vision is the ability to see objects that are far away in great detail. Sight and hearing often work together when hunting. Using only sound, eagles can locate prey under snow or leaves or in burrows. Hearing also allows eagles to communicate with each other while they're soaring high above the ground. And it's pretty clear that eagles can see way better than us humans. But what would the world look like if you had eagle vision? Well, the world would look pretty crisp. Colors would be vibrant and everything would be super detailed. You'd be able to see things that are really far away. But most importantly, you'd never get lost in the woods again. So those are just a few things you would experience if you had eagle vision. A great example of this is the way that male bald eagles attract their mate. I hope you learned something new today. And if you did, don't forget to click the like button below. It really helps us out. Speaking of helping us out, we have a support page. If you support us, we can keep making these videos. Thank you to all of our supporters for helping us make this video. You'll see your name at the end of every video, so if you want to be in this list, you know what to do. As always, this has been your host. Don't forget to keep on thinking. During courtship, male bald eagles will vocalize from high up in the air and females will respond with a screech if she is interested. The male then repeats this call and the female answers until one of them decides to move forward with mating. Or sometimes the female will even throw in a few screeches of her own to show her interest. So, if you had eagle vision, you would also have pretty sharp hearing too. Humans have what is called the resolving power of 1 arc minute. This means that we can see two objects that are 2 arc minutes apart as two separate objects. An arc minute is 1/60th of a degree. So 2 objects that are 2 arc minutes apart would be extremely close together. On the other hand, eagles have a resolving power of 1 arc second. That's 60 times smaller than our resolving power, meaning that eagles can see objects that are extremely close together. To put this into perspective, if you were to hold 2 adjacent hairs on your arm 1 inch apart and view them through an eagle's eyes, you would be able to tell that they are 2 separate hairs instead of 1 big hair. So if you had eagle vision, you would be able to see small details that are far away really is. Nocturnal animals, like owls, have excellent night vision but cannot see as well during the day. Owls have special adaptations to help them see in the dark, such as a reflective layer behind their retinas called the tapetum lucidum, which allows them to capture more light. It's called a goniotomy. During a goniotomy, doctors literally take a tiny piece of someone's cornea and cut it into smaller pieces to give the cornea more surface area. Doing so helps more light enter the eye, which allows for clearer vision. Doctors usually perform this surgery on people who suffer from cataracts or cloudy lenses in their eyes. So while we may not be able to have eagle vision all the time, we can do a little bit better with some medical help. They also have more rods in their eyes than cones. Rods are photoreceptor cells that are responsible for seeing in low light conditions. Cones, on the other hand, are responsible for seeing color and detail in bright light. So if you were an eagle, you would have pretty decent vision at night since eagles are active during the day. They don't necessarily need great night vision, but they do have some decent night vision. They can see around 1/6 as well as they can during the day, which is still pretty good. And while human night vision isn't as good as some nocturnal animals, it is still fairly decent. So if you had eagle vision at night, you would see just a little bit better than you can now. You'd be able to see about twice as well as you do now, meaning you might be able to see a house in the distance at night. Basically, they have incredible mental maps of the places they regularly inhabit. These mental maps allow eagles to quickly and easily navigate to locations where they may find food, a place to raise their young, or even back to their nests. Spatial memory allows eagles to remember where they have seen prey before, making it much easier to hunt. It also helps them to find their way back to their nest, especially during migration. Migration is exhausting and dangerous for birds, and being able to quickly and efficiently fly to familiar spots to refuel and rest along the way makes all the difference for an exhausted bird. So if you had eagle vision, you would have great spatial memory and therefore never get lost in the woods. You could always find your way home. Eagles can also see in 3D. Vision allows animals to judge distances more accurately and allows them to see prey more clearly. 3D vision also helps with avoiding predators. Having binocular vision, or the ability to see in 3D, gives animals a wider field of view and depth perception while looking for food and avoiding being food. Binocular vision gives eagles an advantage over many other animals because they can accurately judge distance when swooping in to grab their prey. The closer together they are, the better your eyesight. How do we measure this? Well, with something called the Snellen eye chart. This is probably something you've seen before. To test your visual acuity, you would go up to this chart and look at the eye chart from 20 feet away and read the smallest letters you can make out. For humans, the average visual acuity is about 20/20ths. If you can read the 20th line from 20 feet away, you have pretty good vision. Now, eagles, on the other hand, have some pretty stellar eyesight. Their visual acuity is estimated to range somewhere between 400 and 800 feet, meaning that they could read a newspaper, as previously mentioned, at around 600 feet away. That's quite far. Hi, and welcome to Life Noggin. Today we're going to answer a popular what-if question. What if you had eagle vision? So let's just dive right into it. Not only would you be able to see things a heck of a lot clearer, but you'd also be able to see more colors. Humans can see 3 primary colors: red, blue, and green. However, there are animals like dogs and certain types of fish that are only able to see yellow, blue, and gray. And some animals, like butterflies, can see ultraviolet light. But some animals, including birds, can see all those colors plus more. Birds typically have 4 color receptors in their eyes, 1 for each of the primary colors and 1 for violet. Having 4 color receptors means that you have tetrachromacy, which is the ability to see more colors than someone with only 3 color receptors, like most humans. Eagles specifically are thought to have very keen eyesight when it comes to detecting colors. In fact, researchers believe that eagles can see 7 colors: violet, blue, green, yellow, orange, red, and brown. That's quite a bit more than us humans. Fact 1, you'd be able to read a newspaper at 600 feet. Fact 2, you'd see more colors. Fact 3, you'd see in 3D. Similar to how bees can see the world in both color. Fact 4, you wouldn't get lost in the woods. Fact 5, you'd have awesome night vision. As we've covered, eagles have incredible eyesight during the day. But what about at night? Fact 6, you'd see small details. Similar to having good night vision, eagles also have great telescopic vision. Fact 7, you'd have sharper hearing. While eyesight is important for spotting prey, it's not the only sense that eagles use to hunt. Fun fact, there's actually a medical procedure that allows humans to have a bit of eagle vision. Now, as we wrap things up today, we've covered quite a few facts about eagle vision. As always, I want to thank you guys for watching this video.